And we are back, of course. That's what happens after a break. We come back to even more games. Then it is the third one of the evening here on TCS eSports League. If you've just tuned in, I'm Digital Bacon, not joined here by Jay on whichever side tonight. It is Joe of Jam and Jammy Poos. We have had so many good games so far. I mean, there's only been 6 of them because there have been 3-0 sweeps.
I mean, we're doing this pretty quickly and efficiently, making sure that every single team gets their deserved spot. And Monks already got their deserved 7th, defeating Helvets, who will now be residing in 8th. Swiss Incredible Rebels got themselves in a really great position up top. They already have qualified for the finals previously, but they made sure that they let every single one of their opponents know that they should be feared, because that 7-1 in that last game against Silent Gaming, oh boy, I bet they can repeat that against someone else. Right now, though, it's the question of Whiffmasters versus Servette Geneva eSports. For Whiffmasters, it's a little bit of a strange story. A team had to forfeit a couple of series here and there, and I feel like definitely a couple of them were winnable. Helvets, for example. It was actually the other way around. It was Helvets who forfeited to Whiffmasters. Well, that'll teach me to read the match results properly, Bacon. One way or the other, Whiffmasters unfortunately are not going to the finals, but can improve their situation just a little bit after Silent Gaming have dropped down to the opponents. Yeah, 2 teams pretty close to each other in the tournament leaderboard, so another pretty solid fight. Monks and Helvets, 2 neighbors, another bit of neighbors, Silent Gaming.
So for me, Jam, I'm not looking at the closeness here between in the lower bracket between Whiffmasters and Silent Gaming. Okay. I'm personally looking at how much Whiffmasters improved. So the very first match of league play was Servette Geneva versus Whiffmasters. That ended in a 3-0 sweep for Servette Geneva. The games went as follows: 3-2 to Servette Geneva, 7-0 to Servette Geneva, and then 3-1 to Servette Geneva, of course. So here I'm looking at it, Jam, going, how much has Whiffmasters grown over this league play, or has Servette Geneva got even better over this league play? And for me, I'm quite excited to see what actually will happen in this series. I know the players are getting excited because they keep heckling me in chat.
I mean, that's the part of the entertaining by both Whiffmasters and Servette Geneva. Just they want it pretty badly. Do we have a little bit of false start? It seems. I'm assuming teams will continue playing. Indeed, they are Zafar, the last one. Pretty sure he has been the most quietest one, and this quiet moment does allow Whiffmasters to take such a dangerous shot. Servette Geneva, all that trash talking in the chat all of a sudden turns into a little bit of confusion on the field. Whiffmasters, I didn't expect him to start this one strong, and yet look at how well Themo challenges the defenders of Servette.
Yeah, just absolutely dogpiling into that net. I can definitely see as well here that Stack has got some internet issues, so we're probably just going to have to do a server reset after this game. But one thing that Vic definitely doesn't have is a problem with demoing people. No morals on this lad. He just is out for blood today.
You're starting off with intention. You say to your opponents, I'm going to play hard, I'm going to play fast, and boy, oh boy, you better hold on to because we'll be respawning in the corner in just a moment. Haven't exactly seen a lot of hard play such as this, and really none of the other teams seemingly have stick to that. But I think if one team will come out with that aggressive, bumpy, demolition style, that surely will be with us.
So far, Vic looks like he's a Manchester United fan, being the Red Devil on the pitch, getting all that nuisance going. Off the backboard, looking to drop that in front of the net. Safir just cannot find it. Vic just keeping this pressure going. Does find Safir once again, but Fresh pops it away. Sack lining things up with the pop. Vic having the shot. Sack can't get on target as well. Safir has a crack at it, but the blocks come through. Double commits as well. Sack is going to line that up once again. Pressure after pressure, shot after shot, but nothing is going to stop the blocks coming out from Whiffmasters.
For Servette Geneva, they need a little bit of a better approach for every single one of those shots, but the fact that they're getting those setups done, it already puts them up heaps against Whiffmasters. Those repeated attempts, constantly making sure that someone from Servette Geneva, there's a second player getting that pass, making a shot, or at least another passing attempt, make sure that the Whiffmasters can't relax even for a second. right now for a long period, for first time in a long while, Whiffmasters to return back to the side of Geneva. Right now, they have been sort of in control of it, definitely shooting their opponents, but Servette Geneva looking as dangerous as ever.
Just want to point out here as well, Jam, that I've just noticed that Timo is rocking the Venom, one of my favorite cards in Rocket League, to be honest, and I use it myself. Where he's got that sort of hybrid hitbox, do you think he's going to be using that to its fullest potential, you know, in that style of being near enough all about the pitch, where he's not favouring being in attack, he's not favouring being in defence, he's just an all-rounder in this match?
It might be opportunity really meta of that sense. I don't think it has been fully explored by both teams. Whiffmasters, though, right now, not caring. Max just scores with a plain old boring Octane. We've seen this so many times. But the shot is great. Servette Geneva is not ready. And wow, this game is going completely the wrong way as we expect.
Like we said, Sak is having ping issues, so they're having to deal with that. But the other two lads seemingly not compensating enough. Come on. Sak's sitting in the sack and wants to get carried for this game number 1, and you lads are not delivering your end of the bargain. He's popped that for you, fresh. Let's get that off to the side. Timo pops it away. Fit going forward. The block, and Fresh will be the one coming out. Pops it in the air. Timo follows through, looking for the dunk, but cannot put that into net.
Double tapping opportunities. Whiffmasters do not care about their opponents. They know that the chances are there, especially as Servette Geneva, again, coming in pretty late for this one. Zafar, Sak, both of them there. Now, such a too slow overplay. I'm tripping over my words over there, Bacon, because Whiffmaster just put a reversed gear almost in front of Servette Geneva eSports net, and the Servette Geneva are as confused as I am.
Well, Whiffmasters seem it as well, because they're whiffing, they're faking, they don't really know what they're doing, but it's working, and that's really all that matters. 1 minute 10 remaining in this game. Whiffmasters still very much in control, stealing that boost away fresh. As he lines up a pass, Sak does get it away. Timo, he's going to have a crack, a little try at it, double commit into the net, but not a goal to be found. Fresh holds it up, and well, buying time, it's a smart strategy at this point.
And Servette really, there's also approaching everything so carefully in their defense, while the Whiffmasters can't always push the ball through. Servette Geneva make sure they don't make any hasty decisions to put themselves in even more horrible situations, especially knowing that Sak, they can't always rely for him to make a quick play. Just as I say that, he rotates straight to the ball, gets it done, but everything is immediately crossed off as Zafar plays it back and steals the valuable time for Servette Geneva. They're better, they would like to use up front, not in their own half.
14, 13, 12. The time is counting down. And well, game 1 is all but confirmed here for Whiffmasters. Servette Geneva, with their internet issues, seemingly not going to be able to put it off. And finally, a full day of sweeps is now seemingly less likely.
Well, yeah, it's
sorry, I put that man and I was like, Whiffmasters could sweep it, but it's just unlikely. It's Servette Geneva, but it could happen even more. We'll get a server remade. For some reason, I can't type in chat.
Yep, I hear the dings. Bacon, I think we've been timed out. I think they don't want to see whatever they're typing. But for Sak, I think it's pretty reasonable for us to at least try for a different server in case Sak, for whatever reason, just this one is his little bit of a kryptonite. It's understandable.
I think that's got to be some sort of bug at the moment. I don't know when that started, because it was fine a week ago, weren't it? But it's just there us as casters need to see that chat, and I don't know what the lads are doing. And probably it's really, we're just missing out on good memeage. That's it, because we know these lads on the pitch, they're not actually being serious at all. They're having good fun today. And I think that's more important. These guys know that it's not going to really change anything. They're still going to LAN. Whiffmasters, of course, still fighting for seeding, of course. But at the end of the day, as long as they're fun, use this as the experience, and then, learn something from it, so that when it comes around to the promotion relegation tournament for Whiffmasters, that is, I'm quickly looking up my calendar, For them, that is the 9th because they go into stage 2, of course, against the top 4 teams from the Challenger round robin. And then, of course, for Servette Geneva, they're practicing for the 16th. Sunday the 16th, guys, will be the finals. So make sure you're tuned into that. If you want to come watch it at the live viewing, we're going to be at Paradise in Zurich. So, you know, you can come watch, and everyone there. I think I saw Syntax in chat earlier saying that he was going to be there. I know definitely after production that me, Jay, and all the crew will be coming to see everyone and all of that. But one thing we're not going to be seeing is this game getting started right away because players got a little bit impatient thinking it was going to be straight off the bat into game number 2, Jam.
I mean, good reaction times are a boon for any Rocket League player, making sure that you can get a jump, get a block. Just perfect. Not when your fingers immediately go join team. No, Themo, that was a little bit premature. So sorry, but all fingers are pointed to you. We'll have to restart that lobby. Hopefully, Zach has resolved his issues, or if he hasn't, this gives him a little bit of extra time to make sure that Servette is now down by a man, handicapped just a little bit by the fact that one of the cars sees everything with 300 milliseconds delay. That's tough. That's a lot. I've been playing on North American servers, and even that half a milli, 150 milliseconds.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Still just...
Why would you go to North American servers? They're so sketchy. Well, for us anyway, because they have 3 different servers that you connect on the east side, don't they? So if you get like a New York server, your ping from Europe is like only 50, 60. That's fine to play. You get a Florida server, and boy howdy, are you there in the hundreds. So I just don't risk that. You're a braver man than I am, Jan.
It's even worse for me because I'm located further east.
Yeah, you're over in Lithuania, so like that is even further. That's adding on an extra 20 or 30, ain't it?
Latvia, but okay, yes it does.
I always get those two mixed up, don't I? With you every single time. I'm sorry, dude.
It's sure, okay. It's a little bit of a chuckle for myself, as I don't hear that rarely, but often. But people do keep mixing them up. It's
probably only me that's dumb. I know it's me.
At least people are not saying Latveria, which is from Doctor Doom comics, which will be completely off. One way or the other, we are back on the field, and hurrah! Count your prayers, Servette Geneva eSports fans, because Zach is back on track. He has his ping back.
You killed me.
That, for whatever reason, rhymed. I didn't intend it to happen. Whiffmasters, you better beware.
And we're back on track. Hurrah. Wow, Jam. Like, you never surprised me, buddy. But Whiffmasters so far are doing the surprise in as well. And Servette Geneva currently not sitting so pretty, being the game down. This is a team you would expect. Vic, the sub, is on the field. How much that changes things, we'll have to see. Because, of course, losing Flav he's the big core to this team. You cannot look at it any other way. That should also be a nice spot for Vic to pick up. Mako clearing it downfield. Sack up into the air, and you can see this now. They're waiting. Servette Geneva trying to just force an opening and then just put a big boomer of hit towards that net. Safair up into the air. Timo can't get that past Sack, and that will go cross country. Finds Fresh, and he'll clear it away.
For Servette Geneva eSports, that's a perfect approach, and the defense, they're also playing pretty solidly. Maybe they're not getting the strongest of the shots, the most dangerous of the opportunities, but they're making sure that all of their attempts count, and they're not losing the ball just willy-nilly to the Whiffmasters. And for them, I think this working style would work through Whiffmasters. And the first goal this time will be theirs, as opposed to what Whiffmasters did to Servette Geneva in the previous game.
Timo beats him by Safair. Safair looking to set this up. Fix there, and Fick is just laid on a fickle goal. It's the first one of the game, and it's in favor of Servette Geneva.
Perfect read and perfect play. Such a sharp rotation from Fick. He sees that Safair is close to winning it. Maybe wouldn't be winning that 100%, but at least there's an opportunity, and what opportunity it was. Vic reads it and puts it in one way possible. Precise, straight on target. Whiffmasters themselves mid-rotation just can't put anything back. Zafair wants to drop it straight down and just try to figure out how can I outplay those challenging defenders. Almost got it.
Well, As soon as they got the lead, Jam, Timo decides to equal things out.
Butterfingers. Sag, he is... Whatever he was doing, he was anticipating, getting ready, and then the goal happened, and it was by that point just too late. Whiffmasters take one back so quickly. We even haven't stopped talking about the previous one. Whiffmasters felt the blood. They won this. They won this oh so badly. Just to say, wow, we beat Servette Geneva eSports. And right now, seemingly, you talk about how they improved, and by golly, I think this is exactly, they are playing as, well, give them a little bit more time, they're willing as everyone.
I love the way you speak, by golly. I love it, Jam.
Like, I am from 1800s, I think.
Yeah, you're like, it's like some sort of stereotypical sitcom 1800s British person or whatever, but you're not, and it's odd. But it's just beautiful. This game has not really been so beautiful. I'm going to lay it out on the line. It has been a scrappy old scrambly affair. Well, Servette sitting where he normally isn't. Sak redeems himself with such a quick little counter.
That extra touch from Mako put the ball at 178 kilometers per hour. It looked fast, and it was fast. Servette Geneva, the well played. The attack was going completely the other way, but then one quick move, and all of a sudden, the ball is way at the other side of the field. They playing into each other. That little skip, and then an extra one. Oh, Servette Geneva back with this one. They got their goal, and they're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, you got to be thinking here, with everything coming up, this, as your last match of league play, will be such a mental boost, or drain, maybe, if you lose. Of course, Whiffmasters will be wanting to go into that promotion relegation tournament on a high. They take down Servette Geneva, and well, that is fantastic for them. They can beat anyone then. Servette Geneva, if they lose here against Whiffmasters, I don't know, that could just crumble everything in the finals. So, how are Servette Geneva going to keep the lead here? 40 seconds remaining, and Whiffmasters are looking like they're going to attempt some sort of play. Mako slowing it down, wanting to dribble in for the 50-50. The ball's going to bounce around. Fick clears it downfield. Timo looking to just drop that, but it's dangerous. Servette puts the pressure on. Fick is going to follow through, and with 2 C's and 2 goals, he is going to cement game number 2.
I'm not sure what the idea from Fresh was. Yes, the ball will roll past him and into the net if he didn't get a touch, but seemingly almost everything would have been better than the setup he made for Servette Geneva. Just a little bit of a pop. Servette Geneva says thank you. Now the lead, with the time remaining, I'd say it's insurmountable. Whiffmasters were really, well, if not gifted, then at least their goals in the previous game were pretty easy. In this one, no easy pickings. Servette Geneva made them fight for every single, well, one single, really. And for now, it is Servette Geneva's time to dominate. Whiffmasters, while an improved team, I don't feel like they have in them to fight against Servette Geneva just steaming at you full speed.
Yeah, and notice this. The difference between game number 1 and 2 is the change of Fick. And you can't take a game seriously when you got a player called Fick. I'm just going to lay that on the line now. But how he's gone from a core player where he's just looking for passes, maybe focusing on defense a little bit more, to this game number 2, where he focused on attack, Jam. That was the big change, I think.
I didn't even mention playing substituting when Servette Geneva. Or maybe not, you are as shocked as I am to see that Whiffmasters, I completely forgot about the previous game, a kickoff goal after Servette Geneva commit 2 players with a cheat up, and which makes sure that no boost, no anything. Whiffmasters start with the plan and they finish it in 6 seconds. Bam, Whiffmasters.
I think that is what you call a fresh idea, Jam. Come into it and get the quick kickoff goal. Do not let that last game hold you down. Just do not care about it. Fresh, he's going to take this up his own backboard, fakes it, and they have faked it till they made it out of the danger zone. Fresh gets the pinch, sends it all the way. Teemo will charge after that. He's going to grab the boost. He's got to beat Saphir here, but Saphir gets the block. Cannot get the second one as that's sent to the corner. And now mid-line controlled by the Whiffmasters. They need to hold on to it a bit more securely as Vic is going to get it all the way down to the corner, spinning through the air, doing the twirlies, but results in nothing as Whiffmasters send it back down to the opponent's end.
Still, it is so dangerous. Whiffmasters really feeling, after that first goal, they're feeling so confident that they can beat Servette Geneva one more time, and this now on a level playing field. But their shots are dangerous, and yes, they will be coming even closer to that. Shot from, that was of course Mac from the side field, making sure that everyone is out of the play, and Sack misreads it completely. He guesses wrong by such a big margin that nobody was in net to save his Servette.
Yeah, an absolute Mac, oh my god, moment there with the wide hit. Just sends it screeching to the net, and Saphir, he ain't going to allow Whiffmasters to get too far ahead. Pulls the old jersey and pulls back that lead.
Hey, what about those kickoff goals? This game has been full of them.
Love me a good kickoff goal. And
Let's have another one. Bacon requests another kickoff goal, please. Well, this time they misplayed a little bit. If only Zach and they could play it together. There's a drop. There could be nothing, but at this point, technically, it's not a kickoff goal anymore.
Yeah,
now time has passed. Oh, well. Well, we'll let it know to Whiffmasters and Servette Geneva that we are very disappointed and we won't be dining at this restaurant anymore. But for Whiffmasters,
that's the problem.
I suppose.
Sack does not do the best of jobs, but keeps it away. He's getting these blocks. It's just awkward at the moment with this ball. Both teams not really gaining anything of it because they're not keeping control on this attack. Mako being given a shooting opportunity, but just hits it straight into the defender. Teemo not going to be able to get the connection. Didn't actually need to set that up. Fresh will pick up the boost, send it downfield, but Vic gets the block. Mako and Teemo double committing onto that. Communication not so clean from the Whiffmasters as the ball is sent towards the middle. Sack blocks it up into the air. That's going to be a high bouncer. Teemo looking to just get over the side. Don't leave it sitting too still. Dangerous things are happening here as both of these two teams aren't really sure what to do, and it's starting to look really unclean, uncivilized here on the pitch, Jam.
Oh, well, not as dirty, perhaps. No demolitions seem really proper, but Servette Geneva just made one of the biggest whiffs so far. Whiffmasters couldn't get on it. And there's a demolitions finally, but doesn't help think Servette Geneva already drove past the ball. They suddenly lost all of their confidence, even in the defense. Quite often, they are allowing Whiffmasters a lot of space. Whiffmasters can't believe their luck and are not coming any closer. Perhaps even that's to their benefit because Servette are ready to start counterattack. But for now, this little bit of status quo with Whiffmasters in the lead continues. They're pretty pleased with that, and they want to increase that.
Ooh. Increase they will as Mako picks up his second goal of the game in the third. All Whiffmasters, just a nice little shot. Nothing too special about it, was there?
No, that was a great pass, though, that was preceding that shot. So Whiffmasters, as Servette Geneva, slightly confused as to what to do in their defense. They're doing just that. You're laughing about the chat, Bacon, aren't you?
Yeah, I realized that's on stream as well, guys. Like,
cool it down, down.
Players have no shame, Jam. That's all I'm going to say. Teemo on the boys wanting the two tap, isn't going to be able to find it as Sack charges downfield. Around the world it goes, but Sack is not going to get there in 80 days. He's going to have to wait that little bit longer. There's got to be a connection somewhere. The second touch isn't able to get that in as Mako sends that straight up. Teemo will do the same, and it is all buying time here. Whiffmasters will just look to hold the lead and send this into game number 4, 2-1 in their favor. But 50 seconds still remaining, Jam. Do you think Servette can still bring us back?
Unfortunately for Servette, they're still not feeling confident in going for the ball. Like, take the risks. By this point, you absolutely have to. Zephyr. Oh, what does Sack even? Huh? Zephyr with a perfect opportunity to demolish the last defender for Whiffmasters. Only makes him jump. Okay, that's well enough. Sack, for that reason, does a backflip as he's dribbling the ball. I suppose there was a plan. Maybe I took my eyes off of it just for a moment. And yet, this doesn't work. Another series of misses. As if Servette Geneva are the Whiffmasters 2 times in a row. Clear-cut chances. Whiffmasters coming out of this just scrap-free. How on earth? Servette Geneva needs to throw out their playbook and start completely anew, because especially with saves like that, Whiffmasters will not be beat in game number 4.
Nearly a 4th goal as well there for Whiffmasters, but the crossbar denied it. Jam, you alluded to there. Every single tactic that Servette Geneva were doing in this game was not working. It was scrambled. It was... I'm lost of words, really. It was not Servette Geneva, basically. It was so disorganized. You said about just throwing the playbook out. They need to quickly now pop down the shops, get a new notepad, a couple of pens, and they have got to quickly scribble out some master plan, because they're looking down a loss here. Whiffmasters could take down Servette Geneva, and that could change what will happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks' time. And I'm not comfortable with that, to be honest. This is rather quite unsettling.
Yeah, well, I hope the Amazon Switzerland does do the same day delivery. They need it pretty quickly, or in 3 weeks, depending on how long they're willing to wait. Servette Geneva, initially, I thought that their slightly passive playstyle was them carefully trying to approach the play and make sure that look for their opponents to make mistakes and then work from there. But the longer I look at it, the more it looks as if they're just, again, not ready, not prepared, and waiting for too long for their opportunities to strike. It gives an opportunity for their opponents to strike. Orgi's affair, I think he had some notes with him. I mean, the playbook is out, but at least he had some notes in them. The notes said, do a little bit of a double tap. That is Rocket Daly's worthy. That was from midfield to himself. That was sick.
And that was Safer. Stack, Fick, your time to shine, buddies. You don't want to be the one left out. Sack pulls in for a dribble, gets it past one. Safer looking to get a bit fancy for a second. It was a good idea for a team play. Didn't quite work out. It's unfortunate. Fresh. Blocked by Safer. They now have the upper hand. Sack, I don't know why he's twirling, and I think just being a present, sort of bit of pressure there. It was just very odd. That's essentially it. He had a prime opportunity and squandered it.
You know how it is? If you see a bear or a lion, ain't a vicious, sure, you make yourself look as big as possible. I think that's exactly what Sack was trying to do. Just be a presence. There's also a pretty fine line between really styling and doing a great play, and right now Servette Geneva are threading it. Without the fair play previously, and then whatever sick was sick. I've done you, Bacon. Sack was doing. They need to really not forget that this is only a 1-goal game, and with 3 minutes remaining, Whiffmasters have previously already put so much pressure on them. They can't start freestyling just.
Yeah, I mean, it's them basically. You've got the Whiffmasters on one side and the fake masters on the other. That's what it's feeling like. It is so... I don't like it. It's unnerving. You don't know what is going to work out. And of course, it's horrible to commentate over, because the commentators should know what's going on. And when you don't, chat, just throw my hands up and say, yeah, this ain't going to be a good one, I feel. Fick gets that downfield. Safer being given the ball. And Sack will now. The demo on Safer might be a good idea from Fresh, and Welton will come out, so a very good idea. But Fresh, buddy, Safer is back into the lobby, 30 boost, and well, he can get that set up. Sack did want to get the hit, does get blocked, send it off to the side. Timo getting a little pop, but it's still so unclean. And that long shot, easy for Safer to pick up and put to the side.
Whiffmasters are getting some fantastic ideas in them. They bring it closer to the net of Servette Geneva. The only problem was many of the shots were given to Fresh, who for whatever reason can't muster a strong enough opportunity at the net. Those weak slaps just weren't working for Whiffmasters. But the fact that they are completing the plays at least does show that Whiffmasters have it in their tactic to really something that really threatens Servette Geneva. Net as that one goal is still a little bit too precarious, I believe.
Scary opportunity here. Fresh does get the block, but no one there to receive it. Vic, a little bit of a miss hit. Mako will get this moving, but won't be able to keep control of it. He's on 0 boost. He's going to be a long rotation back, and his teammates need him. He just makes it in time. Timo bumped away. Sack picking it up, just going to put that to the backboard, cause a little bit of threat. Safir with the block. We'll put this up into the air. Timo needs to get that down and away, but Vic will be straight on that. Bumps that around the walls, but is not allowed to be in front of net. Jam, my problem here is Whiffmasters are holding. They're not losing any goals. They're not getting close to scoring any, though. And so that just makes me feel like this is going to be a 1-0 finish.
There is a complete possibility this has been the lowest game in the series so far, and Servette Geneva doesn't want it to get any more faster, any more threatening. They're comfortable with this one, as Whiffmasters are struggling just a little bit against their finishing, and many of the opportunities betrayed them a little bit. Aggression right now, this is the moment where you take the aggression lever and just crank it to maximum and make sure that everyone is up in the attack. No long rotation, do not approach, and there's an opportunity. Mac hits a Servette Geneva scattered to the sides. Third player for Whiffmasters works wonders.
Yeah, the klaxon for DEFCON 1 sounded, and they responded so well there at the end. Held off for so long, and then finally pressure. Getting the goal. 12 seconds left. Kickoff goal is still a thing. Mako does get it up into the air. That's going to be dangerous as that's a cross. But I'm feeling like this is going to be allowed to stay on the ground. Or not. As it still is up in the air. Vic's going to try and make good of it. That's going to be hit, and that will touch the ground. Overtime, a little breather, but another kickoff goal could be looming.
Whiffmasters bring this game into the overtime, and they will be pretty pleased with them. They are against the fair, which is unfortunate. Any other team, hell yeah, we'll be taking them. But Whiffmasters are forgetting who is against them. However many boosts, he was at 0 by the end of that one, with a style, with a plum. Zafir makes sure that Servette Geneva eSports still stay alive. This was a chance for Whiffmasters to end it right there. This half of the kickoff goal, Zafir just creates goals out of nowhere. Servette Geneva stay alive. However weird it is to say that, but they stay alive in the series, bringing this to our very first game 5 of today. But so far, we just love those overtimes. This has been the third overtime or actually fourth overtime in 3 series. Every single one had them already. The final game, Bacon, this is, I would say initially Servette Geneva 3-0, easy peasy. Whiffmasters are not making this lemon squeezy at all.
I did say beforehand, I'm just going to put it there, Whiffmasters are a team known to cause upsets. This by far can already be counted as an upset. Going to game number 5 against Servette Geneva. But I think they can go the whole way. I think they can win it. Whiffmasters did have the problem that Safir, so fittingly in his Superman decaled Octane at the moment, was the Superman of that last match. Was he not, with those superb goals? Super goals, you could really call them. And well, he's got to do it all over again. And his team just going to allow him to carry them to victory in front of net, but the follow through not good enough. Jam, Safir seems to be up to the challenge. I can't say the same for the rest of the lads in this team, as they need to step out. They need to reach that same level. And Whiffmasters, if that does not happen, I feel they could take this win.
There's a distinct possibility for Servette Geneva. Really, even if the pair doesn't score, he solo can just bring so many players up front. And right now, Superman got a little bit grounded. Sometimes Superman just needs to run really fast, and he ran for that pass from Sack, perfectly placed. Again, and the great thinking as well, do not dump it. Do not just challenge it against your opponent. No, put it to where your teammate can get it. And Zafir just does it all by this point. And his team believed in him, started to believe in him right now. Whiffmasters, though, whatever whatever planet they're coming from, they need to be aware of it because the Superman is currently protecting the whole Servette Geneva squad.
Yeah, the planet of Switzon. I try to think of something clever and they just sound dumb in the end. But
Whiffmasters.
1-0 in the end of the first minute. Still 4 of them to go. Whiffmasters. It's not over, but oucho.
Oof.
That was not pretty.
I mean,
that was painful, really.
Yes, let's forget most of that and just focus on how well Zaffair started this one. A dribble on one Whiffmasters defender, a chip over the other. He gets demolished, but the ball is already set up in front of a net. It took Servette Geneva a little bit of extra time to actually bring it to the end. But by that point, Whiffmasters were really fully demoralized and nowhere near saving that one. Servette Geneva want to run away with the victory right now. They won a 7-1. They're slowly starting to set up exactly for that. Zaffair or no Zaffair. Right now, almost Zaffair as they get entwined with Sack and I believe that was Limo.
I'm loving this right now, Jam, because I was there like, oh, Zaffair can't carry on his own. His other 2 teammates need to step up, and Zaffair's just there like, hold my beer. I've got this. Sack trying to line up something good. Fick does as well. The drop down, but
that's a target
on the line is going to keep this at 2-0. A goal a minute roughly so far. Whiffmasters, that's still okay for you. You've just got to get a goal yourself. Mako on the ball. Fick will deny that. Will put this around. Which he loses control of it. Timo handing it over. Sack is just waiting, popping it. Looking to give that over to Zaffair, but it didn't work quite so cleanly. Mako now has got a 2-on-1 situation. A 3-on-1 actually. Massive overcommitment. Fick is just going to allow Sack to jump into this. Zaffair ready, but not ready for such a short hit. He was expecting to go further. At the moment, it's just all pressure coming out from Servette Geneva, and that's all they need. A 3rd goal not going to be granted, but they didn't really need it.
I mean, they will be pretty happy with that one. Badly, and Whiffmasters won their opening as well. It's just that getting even getting through the midfield right now is a big task. The fact that they got on the other side almost doesn't matter. Look at that. It takes ages for Whiffmasters to get out of their own half and set up a play. And Servette Geneva just get it handed to them on a silver platter. Another chip, another strong shot. Even if Sack was just dribbling it, he still almost got it to 100. Servette Geneva, it took them a while, but now it's a team that is alive. Zaffair or no Zaffair, they're getting this done.
Yeah, Whiffmasters looking too desperately for a goal of their own, rotating too deep. And, well, mistakes are one after the other coming. Zaffair picks up his 2nd goal. And, well, I'm just disappointed it wasn't a fancy one like his previous attempts.
I mean, all of them can be zingers, I suppose. So, Servette Geneva, yeah, this should be theirs. This is similar to how Swiss Incredible Rebels got one over Silent in the final game. Silent were fighting tooth and nail in that series. Despite it ending 3-0, it was still as close as ever with the overtimes, with everything. And right now here is Servette Geneva. The more they put on targets, the less hope is left in Whiffmasters' eyes. And right now, completely. Oh, Thick does get a little bit of a block in face of Mack. But as Mack misses, as another shot comes in, even if it's just a chip, Servette Geneva just want to make it bigger. And by this point, Whiffmasters, unfortunately, this seems like this is it. That's their swan song, and unfortunately, that swan song, they just... That's about it.
Yeah, for me, it looks like the lads of Whiffmasters, their brains have just overheated a little bit, and they just cannot keep it cool. A lot of mistakes being made, like whiffs and double commits. It's painful since they're so good. Like I said at the start of this game, I was expecting them to come into this and be able to pull off the win. But no, Servette Geneva just keep cool and allow Sack to set up. So many good opportunities, and Zaffair is going to do the same, and he will finish them. It's just coming down to the last 30 seconds now, and it's all about the formalities. Sack does want the 5th for his team. It's not going to be granted. The consolation goal will be something here. I mean, it's been super close apart from this last game, really. That I said it's all coming down to desperation. The fake from Sack, the hit from Mako will put it off to the corner. Wants to get it all the way downfield, but no. It's going to be denied. Ball hits the ground, and Servette Geneva, the third series of today, and it's going to be going in their favor. 3-2 against Whiffmasters.
Whiffmasters and Servette Geneva brought us to the first non-sweep game, and they fought to the very end. But it was a bitter end for Whiffmasters, as everything they put towards the series unfortunately crumbled down pretty hard in the end. No shots registered at all. Well, really, they might blame themselves just a little bit, but it was Servette Geneva's.
Yeah, they just completely came out swinging today, Jam. And it was a weird. Both teams played really well, and then that last game was a fool. Servette Geneva, though, did have, I think it was game number 1, they didn't really show up, remember? And I feel it just they needed time to warm up, didn't they?
Well, the first game was also the Sack's unfortunate issues, as he was still committing his all on the field. He wasn't really able to perhaps get the ball into the net, but his setups were pretty good, and he was still working in the defense if the shots weren't too tough. On the side of Whiffmasters, I would wish for Fresh to step it up just a little bit to contribute a little bit more to his team. Seemingly, Whiffmaster just came a bit short in all the regards. Well, on the side of Servette, we can highlight almost every single player in that team. Eventually, every single one of them committed so much, the goals, the passes. That is just a squad of Servette as a whole. But of course, the flashiest plays, the fair still gets.
So we have to close game number 3 down and get game number 4, series number 4 set up. Lausanne versus Arctic Gaming. Jam, for me, this has got to be the showcase match of the night. These two teams. Lausanne, of course, always top dogs. They got the forfeit win last week against Whiffmasters. The week before that, though, they lost 3-2 to Servette Geneva. A super, super close series, that one. If you guys haven't seen it, go back, look over the VODs. It was a reverse sweep from Servette Geneva nonetheless as well, which is so impressive. But Arctic Gaming today, they're going to be my big one to question, because from the looks of it, I think it is set in stone now. It is indeed. This is going to be possibly the first match that we will see at the live finals. Lausanne going up against Arctic Gaming. So this is like a preview of that. And both these two teams are going to want to get the win, but I think they're not going to want to show all their cards, are they, Jam?
Well, sometimes I think about that. Hey, a team playing in those way, for example, or in the situation like that, when they will be coming against each other, and it's pretty important to show everything you've got, because if Arctic, for example, will try to be playing, we'll be playing subdued, quietly, not showing our fancy tricks that we have been working on for a long time. Well, then it's just gonna steamroll over you, because they don't need to hide anything, it seems. They have a set style of play. Every single player on that squad is talented, and as a result, they don't even need to approach that tactic, though. Arctic, well, if they have any surprises, definitely they have time to prepare any of the surprises. They can work on them in the upcoming 3 weeks. But no surprises today, I suppose, so far. Whiffmasters almost set up one, and then, of course, it all went crumbling down, whiff after whiff, and then goal after goal.
Yeah, it did feel pretty much so far today like things have gone as I expect them results-wise. Maybe not the closeness in some of the games. Like I honestly wasn't expecting Sir and Sonic Gaming to be that close. Maybe Sonic Gaming to get one game, but I wasn't expecting it to be 1 goal differentials in game number 1 and 2, and then of course that Brazil for game number 3. But we've got to head on over to a break, of course, here, Jam, to get Lausanne versus Arctic Gaming set up, the preview match before the LAN finals in 3 weeks' time. So, guys, don't go anywhere, because this one is going to be spectacular here on TCS eSports League.